Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, here to talk about Love Island UK, Season 11, Episode 38. And with me to do so is Mika. How are you today, Mika?
I'm okay.
You're okay. Oh, I see. I see why you're only okay.
I'm
But
okay.
you want to... Okay. She's okay, but you know what I'm going to do? I am going to press go live on Instagram. Yay, Instagram. Now, do you know what I wonder? When you press live on Instagram, does it actually just start broadcasting from when you started recording?
I'm not sure. I've never actually tried it.
Because you could see that it's like...
I see it's running. I always see it's running, which is, I have to actually one time look at one of mine and see did it where did it end? Where did it start? Like all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I left mine on the other day, like the entire night. I forgot to end it after
But
I ended it.
It doesn't do anything though, I don't think, right?
It was replaying when I went on there. It was odd.
Actually, that's okay if it replays it.
Yeah. Like I went in and I was like, oh, like it wasn't even like where we ended off. It was like somewhere like in the middle. So I don't know if that's the point that it stopped. I don't know.
That's confusing. Yeah, we should do some tests to figure out like what exactly happens with the YouTube or with the Instagram.
Yeah.
What happened at the end of the episode? Oh, right. The two couples that were dumped. Of course, the girls were talking about this. And I was agreeing with you, but you yesterday was very sure that Mimi was not upset about Io. She was only upset about Jess, and I was agreeing with it. But it seems as though she shed a tear for Io.
Yeah, I mean, she said A tier. She said A tier. The girl said A tier. I mean, okay. You got a tier, guys. Good for him.
Jess and Io have a conversation, and I don't know what it is, but I think Jess's insecurity with his connection with Mimi is really making me bored of their relationship or their conversations. Because it seems to me like she's always just trying to get him to say how much he likes her, or like, I don't know. Oh, you don't agree?
How old is he? I can't
I'm
even
sure.
remember. I have to look back. I'd have to look back at the PR.
You know what I mean, though? She just kind of like...
She's starting to come off needy.
Yeah.
And again, it's him. And again, people have a lot of smoke for Mimi. And I'm going to say justice for Mimi because, again, the problem here is Io.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm not going to have smoke for Mimi is because the problem here is Io. Io is kind of doing the same thing to Jess that he did to Mimi, where he's just like, like hedging,
yeah.
hedging. I love you. I love you for this. I love you for this. And the problem here is Io. When I got my PR this morning, I said I hate him.
Okay.
No, seriously, I don't like this thing. Full on hate. And I don't use that word for reality TV characters. But he is not a nice person. To say yesterday, you want both girls. You want both girls. Something is wrong with that man.
He's greedy.
So
hi, Rachel. Rachel says a very boring episode. They should end UK season early and extend the US one by a week. I probably would be happy with that, but maybe the US is going to be perfect, ending in 6 weeks. Because
that's why I'm shaking my head. I'm like, I think we should. What are they going to do?
Need to be wrapped up in a week and a half.
Like we're going to get our couples back together, hopefully, and then it's like heart rate challenge, final dates. Blah, 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 blah. Let's go. I don't think we need more than a week for that in USA.
Yeah,
We don't need. They should. First of all, in my opinion, they shouldn't even be bringing in Harrison and Cassie at this point.
yeah, I agree.
Why? So they could couple up together?
I don't even think that they're going to. Anyways,
So my whole thing is, I think USA is actually ending when it should.
yeah, it's not too out of control.
Right.
And which
And
it would be around now, like episode
yeah.
38 or so.
And they did Casa with enough time, I feel like, to get wrap up all these storylines, right?
Mhm.
I think they've done Casa before a little later, in that we're still like, oh my God, like nobody settled, who's gonna win? And then it's like 3 days we're trying to fit all of this stuff in. I feel like a week is good.
Yeah, a little bit more than a week. A weekend, a day, like tomorrow. Yeah.
So I'm good with USA ending. I agree with you. UK needs to end. This, and and this is torture. This is torture for me at this point.
Oh, Mary says, well, first she says, hey. Then she says she's an episode behind, but she's not sure she wants to watch the UK anymore. I mean, there's no real interesting relationships. This is what I was telling a friend of mine who does normally watch Love Island, but she doesn't have she's in Toronto and she doesn't have the provider that carries it. And so she was like, I don't know if I want to go and get cable for this one show that I'd be watching on the network is Crave. And so I was telling her that I'm like, this is the best season of reality TV that I've watched in a while. Like, regardless of me being mad at certain things that are going on, being annoyed with production, me being frustrated with some characters, I'm like, USA is really entertaining. I'm crying every episode. Like, I've invested in some of these relationships. Like, and that's to me what is good reality TV is when I'm invested in these people, when I'm looking up like Twitter and TikTok and stuff about them and sharing them, like responding on people's comments. Like that means I'm invested in the show. And so I'm telling her, I'm like, you need to watch this show. And I don't have that with anybody on this UK season. In past seasons, there's at least one relationship that I'm really rooting for. Like I'm rooting for Mimi and Josh, but I haven't gotten there yet. You know what I mean? Like I want Mimi to win. I want Mimi to get her love story, but I'm not invested in the relationship like I'm invested in Serena and Cordell. I'm not invested in the relationship like I'm invested in Janae and Kenny. Like those people, I'm just like, I need to know what happens. I need to see their conversations.
Exactly. I need to know. Like, and I need you to win.
Exactly.
Like with Mimi, it's like, I want you to win, but like this show is shit at this point. Like I need her to be the Amber. That's the only way that this season is redeemable for me. Because first of all, for you to be sending Joey on a date with Lolly, I don't give a fuck.
I don't at all. I don't care about his relationship with Jesse. I don't care that Jesse's mad. None of that.
I don't care. Like he's not a storyline for me. And so for you to, and then Sean, I need him out the villa. I need him out the villa.
He needs to go. Hi, Kay. Thank you. Kay says, I told you so. That's about Mimi shedding a tear. Yes.
Shed a tear.
She's telling us to hold the L. No.
Here? These people are saying that he was bawling for. I was pointing out that people are online saying that her bawling for Jess was her bawling for Aya. She said, I shed a tear. A tear. That's not her bawling. She was literally bawling for Jess.
Rachel says that Io hates Jess. I mean, he's starting to be annoyed by her.
Oh,
because it seems like he only likes people that he can't. Not that he knows that he's got Jess, but I think he likes the dangling and then them being unaware and then giving him attention and then being annoyed. Like I think he likes this manipulation dance, and it's over between him and Jess, and so it's not that interesting to him anymore.
Yeah,
something like that. Mary says, I always sees Mimi thriving, and he was like, hold my beer, I need to destroy her.
Yeah. You know what's crazy too? All these people insisted that Mimi's so boring. Don't you understand? That's why he doesn't really like her. It's Mimi needs to do this and Mimi needs to do that. And again, this just proves to me, because listening to his conversations with Jess and them drone on, the problem is Io. I mean, Jess is trying. So like she's trying to be cutesy. I'm like, I get it if you're not into it, but I get what she's trying to do, because you're saying, like, even he said to Joey, well, my focus is Jess. And
Yeah.
to be fair, he has been focusing on Jess.
Definitely. He, even though he doesn't seem like he likes her, he is giving her more kind of energy than he was giving Mimi.
Mimi.
Like, regardless of how I think it's going.
Right.
Kay also says, I mean, we knew he was greedy. The man kept comparing Mimi to Uma to food. That's true. He's giving Scarlet red flags from the start. You know what? We haven't heard him compare Jess to food yet, have we? Yeah, the UK is mid, this maybe even less than mid. What's less than mid?
Busted.
Bust. It's a bust.
It's a bust.
Kay says, I think this season is close to season 9. Some fun moments, a couple likable islanders, too many unlikable islanders. Yeah. I didn't watch season 9. Or no, is that the one I watched?
Yes.
I didn't watch?
No, that's the one you did not watch. It was winter season that I keep coming up and I keep comparing it. The Olivia is the equivalent to Joey in this situation, where they kept somebody that we all hated, was not a likable character, tried to invest everything around her, kick people out for this person, and it ruined the season. And then you had unlikable people around that, and that you just and then they messed up. They kept finagling, and I feel kind of like they're doing it a little bit now with Mimi in order to have this triangle, because the amount of people who keep coming to her, what do you think about Aya? What do you think about Aya? What do you think? And going to Aya, what do you think about Mimi? That is the producers. That's the producers.
So I was watching this girl on TikTok yesterday, and she kind of laid it out pretty well. She was doing like a recap and discussion about Love Island USA, and she was saying what some of the faults that she found, because she is a Love Island UK girly to begin with, and then obviously she likes the whole franchise, so she's seen every season, kind of like us. And so she was saying that what's frustrating her a little bit about the US season, even though it's a great product, it's definitely a top tier season. The things like the Twitter challenge and the voting, she said originally those were to come in to show just things that weren't seen, like let the Islanders know a little bit about what their perception is on the outside, not about the producers using it as an opportunity to completely manipulate the situation. So we're seeing with like Leah, like regardless of the things that Leah has done, they are doing it to paint her in a certain light amongst them in the villa that is actually not accurate to how the population, like the audience, is completely feeling about her. And then the same thing with Rob. They're giving him this like, oh my God, he's so an emotional man. And they're giving him this storyline where he needs to be redeemed because he's the victim here. And we don't feel that way about him at all. And so it seems like what they're doing now with the USA is they're using like the Twitter challenge just to tear down people instead of just showing them things that they haven't seen before. And so she was saying originally in the UK, basically it was used just to give them an insight of the outside world, you know, and about their maybe opinions of situations that were happening in that the Islander wouldn't be able to see, being like, oh, like Io is like like comparing these two girls or whatever, and then he'd have to deal with what we see him do. Exactly. As opposed to them being like, oh, they hate you and think that you're a shitty person. You know what I mean?
Right. And so, it just makes them feel bad and emotional. And it's a mental health drain, because you're attacking these women when, to be fair, you should be attacking these men. I will say this about this season of USA. The downside of this season of USA, it is the most misogynistic season I think I've ever encountered across. Yes, across, because even with season 7, which I think was fairly misogynistic
Oh,
based on some of the stuff that happened and they got through,
that's
they
Jake,
did.
right?
Yep,
Yeah.
they did send the postcard. They did give them shit. I feel like the producers did follow up a little more on it, even though then the season ended the way it did.
Well, and so on just one last point with what she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
So like with the voting, the people, like the audience in the UK, their voices were heard. And so we were able to clean up any mess that the audience that sorry, the Islanders weren't able to see. So we would dump the people that we actually don't like. And when you leave it into the hands of the Islanders, chances are our message doesn't get across because they're able to save the people that they like, you know. So even in the US, you know, likely we wouldn't have minded having Rob and maybe Liv go at that time, but then they had the Islanders stand around those people and, you know, kept them in the game. And
Mm-hmm.
so before, we'd just be able to like dump a lot of the times the people that were at the bottom, they were gone, and it was ruthless in that way. And now it seems like they let the Islanders choose who they're keeping a majority of the time, and it doesn't actually make the impact that, you know, that the audience used to have before, and it's allowing people that we can't stand stay in the villa, and they don't know that we can't stand them because they keep on saving them.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
it's like Jess, she was safe every single time when we're trying to get her out of the villa,
Yeah.
and she kept on being safe.
Yeah. Yep.
Joey, we want him out of the
We want
villa.
him gone. We want him gone.
So it is very frustrating that the production has their finger in the season too much for both US and UK, where they don't allow the show to grow properly because they have their own agenda on how they think it should flow. Kay says, my good sis Mimi does not bawl. She cries or sheds a tear for that waste man. Oh, Kay thinks that that man is the worst. None of these girls should be taking him seriously. He's literally showing them who he is. I mean, yeah, they're blinded. Jessica says, I hope everyone notices that Io is doubling back, is being forced by producers. Every time this episode, when she was asked, they cut before a response. They want drama for the recoupling.
I saw that too. I saw that too. Every time she's asked, prodded by another Islander, it's like they leave facial expressions, they leave a long thing of silence. That's it. That's it.
Mary thinks the producers want Rob and Joey to win. They said white boy summer.
I think so too. I don't know about Joey. I definitely think the USA producers like Rob for some reason. And the fact that he even came on this season as a Casa boy from last year and has gotten this far when we don't like him is clear. And then what they did at the last movie night, also clear. That somebody feels like Rob deserved to get far in this season. I'm not sure why, because to me, he's not brought anything that I've enjoyed. And in fact, every move that he's made has actually screwed up the villa to the point where some of these people have come out looking very toxic when maybe they're not. Or maybe, yes, they have toxic tendencies, but he's triggering that. He's triggering and triggering. It's not enjoyable to watch that piece. Like, I cannot ride with Rob for that.
No, oh my God. There's a couple people in some of my comments that are being like, oh, you guys are so gross how you don't like accept male vulnerability and men being emotional. And I was like,
it's a gaslighting narcissistic tactic. He does not. Cordell is emotional. Cordell is in tune with his emotions.
Do you know how I know? Is that I'm not a big crier, but I cry when things hit me emotionally, and I cry very easily.
Yeah.
In that way, you know what I mean? Like I have to be emotionally triggered to cry, and that can be done very easily, but it has to have an emotional element. Like I have to be triggered. And
Right.
I watch these cuts of Cordell and Serena. I'm bawling because I know that there is real emotion there.
Yeah.
I don't feel any sort of real emotion from Rob. I don't feel any sort of real emotion from Aaron, except for maybe when Rob was leaving. I
Yeah.
don't even feel any real emotion from Kaylor. Like I just,
No. Oh my God! Please speak on it. 'Cause I
but
can't
this
tell you
is
on
what I'm saying is that I feel that those tears are being manipulative when it doesn't evoke tears out of me. Like that's when I know that it's not true. When I'm like, if I'm like, oh my god, and like I'm compelled to cry. That's when I know it's real.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and if whether it's a man, woman, whomever is doing the, like, if I don't believe it, I won't be crying.
Yeah. And that's exactly it. Like I didn't cry. A lot of people cried with Cordell like being on the dance floor by himself, and I
My
didn't.
eyes got a little bit sore.
Right, but some people were like bawling, and I'm just like, again, none of these people listen to the instructions, so I have no
Yeah,
sympathy for anybody.
It says Rob is a performance artist.
He
Absolutely.
is.
It's
That's how
so
it comes off to me. It's like I feel like he's gonna go and he's gonna be like, "Oh, did you see my season of Love Island? I was like a whole actor on there. None of that was true." And it to me, it just comes off manipulative and gaslighting, and just it's not good.
exactly. Dreadful Ruby also saying like it's male manipulation. Nothing about those theatrics were sincere. Rob
Yeah.
was just making a mockery out of actual male vulnerability. Absolutely. And it's kind of like when like if somebody claims to be a victim of some sort of abuse but nothing actually really happened, and it's kind of making a mockery of people that have been some sort of abuse or been in some sort of awful situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing, like him using male vulnerability to deflect from the fact that he's an asshole is really making it less believable when men are being vulnerable and actually are, well, like, even when Kenny cried, I cried when Kenny cried.
Oh yeah, no, I felt when Kenny cried, I cried. But even like with Aaron, like every time Aaron gets upset, it like nothing. Like I'm just like, you are fake and false, and then you're sitting there like taking up for Rob, but you can't have sympathy and empathy for the person that you claim
That you
to
love your wife.
LOVE and has been calling her your wife since the beginning.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, sorry.
I know Cordell made a mistake, and I think he's doing a good job with like still
Yeah,
keep on chipping away at like getting her to be comfortable. I think he still needs to just get a hug out of her and like he'll be good. He just needs to hug her. I know she might not be ready yet, so I know that he's probably really gauging that. He doesn't want to overstep any boundaries, but like
yeah,
if he gets a hug, he's golden.
yeah,
So Dreadful is saying, and then he used, this is Rob, uses male vulnerability to shit all over the person who actually was hurt by him. Absolutely. Like, people hate Leah. It's fine. But like, Leah was the one that he did dirty. And he's mad at Leah for not checking in on him. And she's like, but you're the one you're going to get what you want. Like, I'm the one that's going to be hurt and by
right,
myself and at risk of going home.
right.
You get to go make a decision and choose whoever you feel like you want to make out with today. And now because you're crying about it, I'm supposed to be asking you how you feel? Why aren't you asking how I feel? And the
It's
fact that everybody's just like siding with him over that, I'm just like, wow. People are so frustrating. Oh, yeah, it's so frustrating. Okay, but back to this episode. Jess is really sad with Jesse and Grace. I think that she's doesn't like that Mimi's sad. Mimi's two best friends are gone, and I think she really wants to be friends with Mimi, and like she doesn't know if she'll be able to like go in and fill that void with, and so I mean, it was sad that Jess is gone for the fact that she's been there since the beginning, and the fact that 4 people went. It's quite
Mhm.
shocking, but I kind of feel bad for Jess because I guess all of her cast of people are gone now, right?
Why do I
because
feel
there's
like there's one more person left?
because Casa was Ellie's gone,
Ellie's gone.
Emma's gone.
Emma's gone. So it's just
Obviously.
Jess. Yeah, yeah. So
So
it's
I
just
think she's also feeling a little bit alone here, and then Io isn't the best welcoming committee. Yeah, I feel a little bit bad for her.
yeah.
Joey's telling Io that he would have been really sad if Io left. They talk about Mimi shedding the or Mimi crying, and I don't want Joey to be trying to put in Io's head that Mimi and him maybe they should get back together and like how do you still have feelings for her? It's like just stop.
It
Stop.
just is. I feel like all these people between them and the producers are playing a game, and it is getting her hurt. It's going to get her hurt in some way because I just don't. I don't feel like she deserves emotional torture over this man anymore. Like he emotionally manipulated her, and then he slowly emotionally tortured her for the last 2 weeks. Like, does nobody else see this? Does nobody see this?
No, will they just see a man that's just making a decision between two people that he cares about, doing Casa the right way.
Fuck that man.
Okay, Ariana wants to know why I don't feel anything when Kaylor cries. Do I think she's not sincere? I'm not sure if it's that I don't think that she's sincere. I think partially because she knows what the situation is. She knows that he's kind of a piece of garbage. And it seems maybe she's crying because she knows that she should break it off with him, but she doesn't want to, or
Right.
something. I'm not actually fully sure, but I don't know if it's from actual heartbreak that she's crying. Maybe in the beginning it was, but now I'm not sure. What do you think?
In the beginning, I thought it was fake. Like, she started crying. Remember when he confronted her about like her kissing Connor and all that stuff, and then since then it feels like just, I hate to say it, it feels like a tactic
Hmm.
to
Garner
I
sympathy and get what she wants, maybe.
yes.
I
So
can definitely see that. She goes
I do
immediately to
feel like there's a
tears.
little space of fake in it, right?
Yeah.
Not to say that she's not feeling real emotion from what he did, because what he did was shit to her.
And continuously. Yeah.
And he's continuously, and then on top of that, he has provided her and really the boys too with no empathy. It's everything is, well, he came back alone. He came back alone because in their head, like, oh, Serena and Cordell are done because we got him to bring back Daya, and we got Aaron not to bring back Daniela. So Kaylor would go back to Aaron like she's supposed to be, and Cordell will stay with the black woman that we think he should be with because he likes black women, unlike us. So he's gonna stay with the black
That's
woman
more tolerable.
that
Sorry.
we think is the proper type of black
Yeah.
woman
The
for him,
acceptable type, the
the
more
acceptable type.
digestible.
Right. So I feel like it's all coordinated with them. So they're actually losing sympathy on her as well, because it's like, well, he came back like alone. Like, get over it. And then on top of that, he's not doing what Cordell thinks. Like, this is why I like Cordell. This is why I want them back together, because Cordell is showing real remorse. And no matter how much times the guys say, well, she's treating you like shit and you should just dump her and stay with Daya, he's like, that's not really what's happening.
Well, and
Like, I understand why she feels that way. What I did was shit. What I did was wrong. I understand her feelings are valid. I'm not taking them away from her. Is she being a little crazy here or there? Yes, but I understand why she's being a little crazy here or there. And even he's like, stop being, he's like, wait, I don't want to call you crazy. And like, I like the way he's using it, because as a Black woman, he is showing how you value a Black woman's emotions and feelings, where we're not seeing that in either universe of the Love Island spectrum. Everybody is trying to either manipulate the Black woman or down what the Black woman is feeling, right? Everybody else, it was like, well, that was Io's like type and pick, and him and Jess are like, they got on like a house on fire. So she should, like, while it's shit, like that she's alone, she should just, at least she knows now. Like, at least right? So then somebody who's even more her type, who's coming in, sending her energy. This is why I don't value any of them. Instead of telling him, listen, you made your choice, leave her alone, they're like, oh, you should go tell her. You should go tell her and interrupt what she has, because you, Ayo, have decided you want her back now. And he's not even saying he wants her back. He wants them both.
He greedy. So they're all getting ready for bed, and Mimi is talking about how she was sad seeing Io up there. I mean, of course, seeing someone that you spent a lot of time and he's a big part of your Love Island experience, you're gonna feel a type of way for. I really don't want it to open the door to him again. I just need it to stay stuck closed. Please don't. Kieran, Nicole, Josh, and Mimi, and Sean and Matilda, I think, were all the couples that were making out under the covers. In the morning, Josh is really happy, and he's talking about him and Mimi and how they are sweet, and they're asking if, anything happened, and he said a gentleman never tells. I was like, okay, cute.
Oh, he's such a Prince Charming. I love him. Like, he's doing exactly what I said yesterday, and everybody was giving me shit for it. I said I don't care what's happening. He needs to just put in the work. If he puts in the work, then that's all. Yes, it's on Mimi. But if he's just like, well, she's over there talking to Aya, but you saw that the moment that he got up, Mimi looked up and she's like, oh, time to
go. Dreadful Ruby said, I hope Jess and Ruben click and Io goes bye-bye. Yeah. I don't know if Jess is giving Ruben any energy, though. Have they even talked?
Does he? I don't know. I think she probably has a very similar type to Mimi. Tall, dark skin, black.
Potentially, yeah. Io and Jess are talking, and she's trying to be cutesy, being like, oh, you love it, and you love me, and I am your best friend. And she's like, oh, are you? I don't really like their flirting anymore. I think I started talking about this at the beginning, and it's just kind of like, maybe because he's not as into it as he was when it was Casa Amor. Mm-hmm. Like, it's kind of like, now that he's got her, he's definitely not putting in any work, and it's unenjoyable to me to see her trying so hard just to get his attention. Mm-hmm. And he's just so dry.
He is. I will give him this. I feel like he's at least made her breakfast and stuff, which
fair.
He never seemed to do for Mimi. No coffee, no breakfast.
Fair. Yes, Sanaya says that Jess feels like she's forcing it so hard with Io, like it's so cringe. I know, but like I think it's because they had that banter, and now he's not reciprocating it. He cast Io for a couple to throuple. Oh, he would just, like, if he was on like Too Hot to Handle or like one of those stupid shows, like even Perfect Match, like he would be so messy.
He probably would be perfect for to send him into like either Dated and Related or like Too Hot to Handle. He's unreadable. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't watched Couple to Throuple. It's definitely not my type of show, but
I don't know about Couple. Oh, well, she's saying that because he says he wants both women.
No, I know. It's not my type of show, though. Like, yeah. I've heard it's messy, and it's about being in a couple and then inviting a third person into the relationship. Mm-hmm. It's, yeah, I don't know if I wouldn't watch it. I would assume that he'd be good.
I mean, Jess would probably be down for it, but I don't think Mimi would.
Yeah, Jess might say yes. KB says Io's preference is for Too Hot to Handle for sure. F Boy Island. I think there's too much competition in that one. I don't know. F Boy Island. I only watched the first 2 seasons, but unless, well, he probably actually like. No, they would peep out he was an F boy. Don't you think? Do you think
That's
he'd be
wild.
snowed?
I think for the amount of time F Boy Island is there, I think he could probably get away with it. I think he could probably get away with it. Not with everybody. If he targeted the right person, I think he could probably get away with it.
Naya asked if we saw Io kind of chuck the breakfast place a bit at Jessica. I didn't notice.
I mean, he like like you're in a countertop at a diner. He's like, you're. Again, it's still more than he did for me.
That's true. That's true. Nicole, Mimi, and Matilda are talking about Io and if he had left, and I just I can't hear Nicole anymore. I'm sorry that I am offended by her voice and her accent. I just I can't take it anymore. And just the fact that she keeps on instigating her feelings about Io and there's something there, and things feelings can't just go away just like that, and just stopped. Why don't you talk about how she's feeling about Josh and how she's feeling about the fact that he's come in there looking for her and them cuddling in bed? How was that? I want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about her past thing with Io. Stop it, Nicole, please. And what says wishes the girls that would help Nicole with her makeup. Yeah, I think what she's doing is they say to put a little bit of a blush or bronzer on your nose to look like it's sun-kissed. And I think she just goes a little bit overboard. Yeah. It doesn't look sun-kissed anymore. It looks like she's just putting a lot of bronzer on her nose, basically. Yeah. Instead of just just put a little bit of, just a little bit here.
Yeah.
But yeah, she needs some help. Mary thinks that Io has gaslit everyone. Previous Islanders believe Io was the real deal. Yeah, I mean, even Ronnie appears to be shocked that
he's shocked at what he's done. It's crazy how shocked he is. And who is it? Oh God, what does that person say? Ooh. I feel like Io is very, very, very similar to Rob. In that everybody feels sorry for him. He's so kind and he's so sweet. And every time people come out, they're like KK said the same thing about Rob. She's shocked at the stuff that she's seen him do. She would know because she was in Casa with him. Every time people see him, they're shocked. I feel like Io's been giving people the same, right? Ellie, I just listened to the morning after podcast and Ellie was shocked. She's like, that Io's doing what he's doing right now in the last couple of episodes. Cause she's like, you guys don't understand. He has him and Jess have this really, really good relationship, and chemistry, and they it was just a totally different energy than he was bringing with Mimi. I understood it.
Kay's saying this is a good point, that Nicole is a misery loves company kind of girl. She wants to have a group of girlfriends where they all complain about their men. Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that, because God forbid Mimi got the Prince Charming, because I don't think anybody else has done what Josh has done today.
Not that I could see. Jessica says, I said in the beginning of the season, Nicole thinks that everyone's in a romantic drama. She does not know or want peace. Yeah, I mean, I don't think she knows peace for sure. And in turn, she doesn't know that she should want it. M says, other messy men know Io for who he is. Have you seen Tyreek has been posting about him and Mimi? He can't stand Io.
He can't stand him. Yeah.
I haven't seen. Tell me more.
Oh God, I didn't screenshot it. Yeah, he's just like not happy. Most of these, I think Toby too was saying the same thing. I think a lot of people like Mimi, and they can clearly see he does not like Mimi. I think it's so obvious to a viewer, and it's just not obvious inside the villa, because every time people came outside the villa, they kept saying,
they're shocked.
Oh no, you guys don't understand. Like they really have something. And then it's like when they start watching the show and actually seeing it, they're like, oh.
Yeah. Kay says, I think Nicole really does have a sunburn. Her confessionals with her beach wear on shows that she has a bit of a sunburn on the bridge of her nose. The cakey evening makeup just makes it look worse. I mean, I've only ever gotten sunburn on my shoulders and my forehead. But you can, I don't know, you can fix it to make it look decent, I feel. Yeah. But maybe she just doesn't know. Kay says, it's Mimi. Who doesn't like Mimi? That's why Casa Jess is also riding for her. Mimi is unproblematic.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. So Josh wants to cheer Mimi up. You know, her best friends have just left the villa in the last couple of days. And so we see Ruben and Grace having a chat, you know, after he has this idea. And the Ruben and Grace's chat was good. It was very kind of matter of fact. But
I was going to say.
But I can see them maybe, like, I don't think she's sexually attracted to him right off the bat, but maybe that will grow. So we see me and Ayo having a little bit of a conversation, and she's kind of flirting with him, and saying how she shed just a little tear, that she would have been upset if he did go. And I like that she though says, like, I'm glad that we are cool now. Like, it's like now that things have moved on, like you are with your girl. I have someone new I'm pursuing. So now me and you are cool. So I like that she reiterated
that. In the same villa, and I can look you in the eye without harboring the need to want to stab you. Yes. Yes.
We're not there yet, Mimi. We're not there.
That's what I got from the conversation. Everybody else took it differently. I don't know.
No, but in the beginning though, it was just with her being like, it just seemed he was maybe because he was flirting and like it's seemingly trying to get in there, you know what I mean? But I was happy that she kind of shut it down a little bit by reminding him that we're in separate things. I'm annoyed though that Kieran is so for Ayo and Mimi getting back together, and I'm like, what? Why?
Is it a game? I'm starting to believe these people think that like we're getting down to the wire. This is like they're playing a game, because there's no reason.
But there's more of a chance for Ayo and Mimi to win than Ayo and Jess. So why would they want them to get back together?
Do you think that there's more of a chance of
Ayo and Jess? Ayo and Jess will be dumped.
Ayo and Mimi to win.
But there's more of a chance. At least they could more likely get to the final than Jess and Ayo.
True, I can.
It's more likely. Mimi's never been in the bottom, I don't think.
No. She's never.
So maybe they want him to stay in the villa longer. They just like him as a person. I don't know, but I don't understand it. If it's a game part, like wouldn't you want to keep him with the weaker connection if they think that Mimi and him are stronger?
Yeah, I don't know anymore.
Josh decides to enlist Ruben to help distract Mimi so he can make the waffles without her seeing. So then Ruben goes and gets Matilda to help him get Mimi to be distracted. So Matilda was pretty good about how she did it. It was slick. You know, she goes over. Mimi was with, who was she with? Was it Jess? Jessie?
Jess. No, Jess.
It was Jess. Oh, shit. So Mimi was with Jessica. And she's like, oh, it's really hot outside. It's hot. Do you want to go inside the den? I think it's a lot cooler there. And so she like moves them all to the den, where it was cooler. So she wasn't in the eye shot of the kitchen. And while they're over there, we see Ruben coming over, acting like a little butler, and takes Mimi up to the terrace where Josh is there with two waffles with strawberries and like creme anglaise, I think it was. And it was such a lovely surprise for her. And she felt appreciated and loved and cared for. I thought it was sweet. No pun intended.
It was beautiful.
Know
Like
the way to your heart, Tamika.
yes, you like that was like so Mia. It was just like the waffles look pretty. Like he got Ruben to be a servant, and like they were speaking, like it was like a real restaurant. And it was like, out in the terrace. Like I wish it was a little covered 'cause the sun, but you know, he just was so sweet about it. Like he put in so much effort, like to surprise her. Like he could have been like, "This is what I'm gonna do for you," but he just is like, "No, I want to surprise her. She deserves to be surprised." And he was just like, "I hope it makes like you feel better, like just like in this moment." But she's like, "No, you literally made my entire day, like my entire day." She's like, "Nobody has ever done anything to me, shithole at Io." And so it's like, not only has it been done in the villa, but it hasn't been done period for her. That like it just was so sweet because she's like, "Oh my god, I could get used to this." And then he like starts the flirt, like, "Yes, you should get used to this. Like, we will continue this."
I was smiling like this, like an idiot the whole time. It's like,
Like, I love this energy. It is what we all have been waiting for her to have since day one. Day one. Yes, it is.
it was, yeah.
She's a Pisces, but yes, to my heart.
Yeah, no, this is to Tamika's heart for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe though her Venus is in Taurus or something like that. Like she might have something, one of her major planets in Taurus, potentially, because she really appreciated this. And I wonder him as well. Like, does he have some personal planets in Taurus? For that, it would just help him. This is the way that he like to, show someone that he cares. It was definitely agree, it was thoughtful. I definitely think that he is genuine about Mimi at this point. At least trying. He's genuine about trying. It's yes. Oh, M says yes. Oh my god, yes. My mom and best friend are both Tauruses too. Yeah, food is the way to their heart.
Yeah, it was just so like, I'm sorry, nothing beats what he just did. It just was so thoughtful all around. Nothing like, and then nothing. I felt nothing false from him about it. Like he was generally like, "Guys, me and Mimi have like just like the best vibe and connection going on right now." But I just realized like she's just been taking hit after hit, and I don't want her to like take that hit anymore without knowing that she's appreciated. And just so I just deserved. I'm just so glad she got it. I'm just so glad she got it.
Yes, it was lovely. Absolutely. So we here see Sean, another person that needs to go, but he's probably getting to the final, talking to Io about Mimi. Why is Sean invested in Io getting back with Mimi? It's like, just stop. Why can't she? Like, they must have seen that this man had just made her a delicious dessert snack in the afternoon. Like, why is he trying to get Io to leave what he's pursuing with Jess? So, like, doesn't he have any sort of loyalty to Jess either? And then to go back to Mimi, who is, if he likes Mimi and is a friend, allow her to be with the new person that's being nice to her. I don't understand what Sean's MO is. It's irritating.
I need Sean out the villa. He is gross. He like, and I feel like he's definitely playing a game.
Yeah.
He's definitely playing a game. He's trying to sabotage her. I think he figures that she's popular. Like you said, she's never been in the bottom. He has. He is trying to. He just. Yeah. Yep.
Get rid of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, M says he has something against Mimi, and I can't stand him.
I think he generally might have something against Black women.
Yeah, I was thinking that because like of how he like did not respect Diamante at all. Yeah. He seemingly does not respect Mimi at all, or her relationships, or people being in something special with her.
Yeah,
like
because didn't he give it 24 hours before Josh was gonna? Next, he'll spread that it's a fake relationship. And that Josh is playing the game. That's going to be his next MO.
You think he's going to go that far?
Didn't he give her 20 give him 24 hours to start focusing on Grace?
Grace, that's true. His
and the man has not looked at, literally, I'm telling you, I think the producers made him do that entire thing with Grace.
Mary says the fact that Sean or Mitch can go so far in the show, how far how far they back men and not women. Yes, they like this archetype, this like seemingly bashful, boyish, like meddler. It's an archetype that they seem to enjoy. I don't really. Right. I liked Mitch week 1 when I thought that him and Molly were a thing. After that, I stopped liking Mitch.
Right. Same.
Kieran feels like it's one-sided, that he likes Nicole more. And I'm like, what? Is he just trying to have a conversation? Like he has nothing else to say? Because how does he think that he likes Nicole more than she likes him?
I can maybe kind of see it though, because
does he even like her?
I do think he likes her. I think her constantly giving him shit makes him feel like I've said it. I've said it. Do you even like this man? You point out all his like weak and pick at it. So I could see it.
Yeah, you're making a good point. I think that this is, I don't actually, you know what? She might actually not like him at all and wants to be in a relationship with the idea of him. And that's why she's not satisfied with anything that he does, because she doesn't actually know how to be in a real thing with somebody. She thinks that just saying I love you means that you're in love. You know what I mean?
Yes. And I was concerned about that with Serena and Cordell as well. But I do feel like, whereas we've seen her come around fully, I still don't feel like Nicole has fully come around to that. The person you are coupled up with is Kieran. Either like him or get off the pot.
I don't think she knows how to like somebody, though. I think that's how she thinks a relationship's supposed to be. Yeah. Kay says, yes, Sean will. The strategy worked for Tyreek. He broke up Scott and Catherine. Sean will start saying Josh is fake, and Joey will jump all over it.
Oh. Yeah, and that's what
I don't know. Joey might be scared of him because he's a lot bigger than him.
That's what I said to one of my recaps for USA, because I was comparing Tariq to Kendall. Mm-hmm. But yes, I think Sean is the Tariq of the season, and what ended up happening, because Tariq was clearly targeting Scott and Catherine in before Casa and right after Casa, and then he then started on Whitney and Locke, because it was like he did not want another Black person. It was absolutely clear to me that he did not want another Black person in there to split the vote. So he and
would have a better chance of winning. Yeah,
correct. And I feel like that's what we're seeing with Sean, and I feel like that is what we're seeing with Kendall. And what ended up happening with Tariq is actually all his little game playing is what lost him the win. And I think that's what's going to happen with Kendall. And I think that's what's going to happen.
Kendall's
with,
not getting to the final.
she,
There's I've never seen a discourse of people that want him gone from different types of like recappers on TikTok, on Instagram, on Reddit. Like everybody's like, get this man out.
Yes.
And then they send tweets like Kendall is king. Like what?
Yes.
What? Why are they trying not to? So it will be more shocking to them when he's dumped?
Yes. I think, or when he loses. No, I did say, like, when he doesn't make a final because of a public vote, like, I kind of do want him to get that because he thinks he's so, like, he's been doing so much. But he, like, we have all agreed as a collective. He is the Carmen and Nicole is the Kenzo, meaning, like, I liked Kenzo. I didn't hate Kenzo. I just thought they came on playing the game, but I could not stand Carmen. And that is how I feel about Kendall. That is how I feel about Nicole. Like, I don't mind Nicole. I just feel like, personally, I feel like she's too good for him in some ways. But yeah, he can't sniff that money.
No, and
we're all just like, guys, whatever we do, we just have to come in as a collective. I've seen every fandom, every stand-up saying the same thing.
Like new people that are watching the show, this like what they're bringing up is the scene when he's going to Serena and just completely intimidating her in the kitchen, forcing her to apologize basically to him for saying "fuck you, Kendall," when like that was the right thing to say. If she even knew more, she would know that like she was good. That was a good call on her part. I don't think that Nicole could have won with Miguel. Sharnice is like, I have never felt so strongly about my dislike of a person on the show till Kendall. I know. Yes. It's shocking. One thing that somebody had said, I talked to you a little bit about it, is that Kendall is similar to Amir on Summer House Martha's Vineyard, where they are the same biracial mix, being Black father and Middle Eastern mother. I think they're both Lebanese, to be honest, and completely pushing aside their Blackness to fit into society, passing as just ambiguous ethnicity, it seems, and not seemingly to like Black women and how Black women act, like can act or whatever. Just like he doesn't like Black women at all. And you could see like on Summer House, Amir would always be so mad at Bria for being so loud, or like Shanice for getting naked, or like whatever, like just being themselves.
Find a reason to be pissed off at one of the Black women in the house for anything that they did.
Absolutely. Mary's like, we all found Amir so hot until he started talking. Yeah, I know, he was so cute, and then I was like, he's a not loser.
Yes, but I thought he was kinder until the thing happened with the washing machine and him getting kicked out. Apologizing. Mariah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And he has never truly apologized for it. And I to this day, justice for Mariah. But
justice for Mariah. And then also, though, the fact that it seems as though he takes most issue with Black women having an emotional opinion about a situation.
Yes.
He just takes issue with that.
What does it sound like? Same thing as Kendall.
Yeah.
And again,
is that how you want your wife to be?
Yeah.
That's the type of person you want to be with? Yeah.
I will say this, guys. I'm going to give Kendall one thing. He did not say that about the wife. That was Miguel.
No, the wife specifically was Miguel, but he did say something along those lines that it was a volley or whatever, a tee up for Miguel.
Say that.
So he said, what did he say exactly?
He said, "Is this how you want your partner to react when things go wrong, when things go bad?" And I commented,
I was like, well, you know what? I don't want them to act like you or Miguel or Kendall, both of you.
I would say, well, how much more times does this man plan on cheating on Serena for her to react this way? Because like that sounds like you think that you should get to cheat if you, and then somebody's
There's
supposed
no
to
consequence.
there should be no consequences, or somebody should just forgive you and be docile.
Roll over.
Okay, I understand. It was my fault. I didn't invest in you too much. And I'm just like, no. And that's so misogynistic.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? You need to accept that I've come back and just forgive me for anything that I've done quietly and move on. And if you can't get over it, we're done. Is basically the attitude that they're giving. God, these people. Oh, yeah, they all said it. They all suck. Yeah, is this how you want your wife to ask when you're kissing another girl? Yeah, it's so gross. Like, I don't want my husband to act like Miguel or Kendall. So, okay, so Josh and Jesse. Oh. No, sorry. Joey and Jesse are talking. He talks about how it was really nice getting to know each other, and they really like getting to know each other. And he says that yesterday was a little test, and he talks about her being so cute that she was a little jealous. I'm wondering if this is the beginning of like the end of them or something. Well, no, he wants to get to the end with her, but it seems like he is a little bit annoyed by how she reacts to certain things, but he's tolerating it.
Yes. Like, he's, how do you say that word?
Which word?
He's being patronizing. He's patronizing her. Like, okay, I don't really care for any of the stuff that you're doing, but oh yeah, like, he don't.
I don't think he thinks it's cute that she was getting jealous at all. I don't think he actually likes her that much. But I think he just wants to take her to the end to win, and then she'll be ghosted on the outside.
Yeah,
I've got a text.
Probably what he would have done with Mimi if he never met her.
Joey?
Oh wait, are we talking about Ayo or
Joey and Jesse.
You said Jesse. I thought you were talking about Ayo.
Jesse and Joey.
Okay. Joey does not like Jesse.
Okay, this is the right energy.
Yes. Joey does not like Jesse. Joey regrets the minute that Jesse walked in and he decided to say as coupled up with her as he has, and he knows that he has no choice but to stay with her to the end. And yes, he is planning on ghosting her. He'll probably even try to call up Grace after this show before he will ever call Jesse. It is over.
Yeah, he doesn't think it's cute that she gets jealous. He's just like, yes. I'm sticking with you till the end.
Yes.
And then you're done.
And then it's done. Over.
So I've got a text. There's going to be a party. And everybody gets ready for this party. They're dancing. We know they're dancing to no music, whatever. Then Jesse and Joey are cuddling and talking. And he gets a text. And Lolly is waiting to date Joey. And so she's going to be going on 3 dates. Joey is date number 1. So Joey talks to Lolly. She's a flight attendant. She feels like their personalities are a match. She thinks that something is missing with him and Jesse. Which to Joey, I'm thinking he's hearing like, ooh, maybe the audience isn't really in favor of this relationship if they think it's boring. So I'm wondering if that also might be a little signal to like switch it up or something with her. I don't know what he might do about it, but
like who can he go to? He's not going to win the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe get back to Grace. He's not getting, but I would think that it would be back to Grace. Which she might do because I'm not sure how into Ruben she is.
Mary says, if I remember, Joey loves putting the blame on their partners for the breakup. So be ready, Jesse. I mean,
yes. I mean,
Davey says he acted the same way with Samantha about Grace. As soon as Sam showed jealousy, he was off of her. Yep. M says, and I thought that she could tell at first, but I don't know. She might really actually like Joey. I don't know if she likes Joey or if she likes the idea of being with Joey, but she hasn't read the manual on how to keep him, because she's read the manual on how to lose him for sure. He says that it would take a lot to turn his head, and so that's pretty much it for their date. They seem to get along actually well, but he was putting on his like annoying charm.
Yeah.
Why did they have to unhook the stanchion? Like, they come out of the hideaway, they can just step over the damn stanchion, like the rope. Like they're actually opening it and closing it when they can literally just step over it. I just thought it was really funny. I'm like, why do you need to unhook it and put it back?
Yeah. It's like it's not a real VIP guy.
Yeah, like there's you don't have to unhook it to go in. Like there's no bounce. Like
there's no bouncer. Like no.
Just step over the damn rope. Grace and Jesse are talking while the date is happening, and they basically Jesse says Karma is a bitch and her name is Lolly, and Jesse's like, oh my god, I did the same thing to you, and I was like, it's interesting. This is all interesting how those tables turn. But she does say something: if she can take him, she can have him, and that's a good motto to have, right?
Yeah. Wait, who said that? Grace or Jesse?
I think Jesse said that.
Okay, because Grace also said something, but I can't think of it. And I was, and
or maybe it was that she said something.
Yeah, and I was like, fair, Grace, like really fair, like good on Grace. I do like the fact that they have gotten to be friends, and like it's not a huge deal between them anymore because they both see that Joey's shit.
It's probably why Mimi and Uma got along too. Is that like? Yeah. They realize like, oh, we got played by this.
Yeah, and I wish that she would just don't listen to Nicole. Keep Uma's last words to you. Mimi, you don't want that man. You don't want that man.
Joey returns. Jesse is rather frosty. Connor is asked for the second date. You know that the producer's probably like, you have to choose Connor. You have to choose Connor. I still don't understand why people aren't really interested in him, because he's very nice. He's handsome. As Lolly says, he has very nice skin. I'm wondering, they were saying all the Islanders that have exited that he snores and it's really loud. And so people have to sleep with earplugs in next to him. I'm wondering if that is why he's not more desired.
Yeah, Ellie was saying that during the morning after podcast as well, like that he snored. But she does, I mean, to be fair, everybody seems to say the same thing about him, that he's very sweet.
Yeah, so, maybe there's just no edge whatsoever. He might have had a glow up as well.
Yeah.
People with glow ups don't seem to have any edge chat, like game.
I do feel like he probably of the three had the best energy with Lolly. I don't
think she's gonna choose him though.
I don't think she's gonna choose him, but I also was wondering how old she was, because she just looks older.
She does look older. She does, but everybody
looks older. I was like, I kind of want him to answer.
She's probably 22. You know what I mean? She's probably 22.
Oh wait, I can find out, because
so their date was decent. I think they moved to the swing, and she's apparently very clumsy. They had nice chemistry. Hopefully she goes for him, but I don't think it will happen. Mm-hmm. Joey's talking to Io, and Jesse's upset about the fact that he's talking to Io about the date before he talks to her.
She's 30.
Oh.
And she's a long haul cabin crew. Yes, that means that she's always out in the sun. Because I'm like, she just looks so much.
Not necessarily. Older. Long haul just means like the flights are long. So she was saying that she goes to like LA and Vegas, and so that flight would probably be like a 13-hour flight.
Yeah.
And so if you just, because like you just have to do like a couple of those a month, and you get your whole month in, because you have to go, you probably stay for 24 hours or so, maybe even longer, in LA or in Vegas, and then you do the flight back, and you do that like twice in a month, and then that's your hours, you know? Yeah. So that's probably, so not necessarily out in the sun, but.
So she says the boy she was looking forward to getting to know is Joey, because they're similar in age. So he's, 33. And he has a great sense of humor, and I think we would get on well. She worries that they are not the same height. and but I need to stop being so picky. And she
She's
says Connor is also great. So basically, they made her pick Kieran.
right. I mean, there's no reason to pick Kieran. She's 30. He's
Yeah,
22. Like, there's
yeah.
no, or 21,
So
whatever.
the
He's young.
producers made her pick again. We see the hand of the producer. Pick Kieran.
Yeah.
Make Nicole go crazy.
I'm bored.
And I'm bored of it.
So Jesse calls over to Joey because she's annoyed that he's talking to Io first. They're kind of laughing at her being so jealous here. One thing that they connected on with Connor and Lolly was that she wears a necklace that says 1111, 1111. We usually say make a wish because it's kind of like an angel number. And he says, well, that's my birthday. His birthday is November 11th, which is, well, we knew this, but now we know for sure. And then, so after the date, she asks him to please fetch her Kieran. So he does come out and goes and tells Kieran that he is up next on the date. Nicole's starting to spiral. Like, why would you choose Kieran? You know, he's in something really special, a relationship. Like, why would you choose him? Like,
Gave the
should be
producers
choosing him.
everything they were looking for.
Like, why do they need that? We don't want it. We don't want it.
Yeah.
So Joey and Jesse do chat, and she thinks that he was being really disrespectful. And Joey was just like, you know, I think she was really nice. I think that you guys will get along really well. You know, Jesse's upset about the fact that she says that he's a little bit more quiet and a little bit more calm now. And he doesn't think that's a bad thing, and she thinks it was disrespectful for her to be commenting on them in a relationship, or him in a relationship. I mean, I just don't know if you pick that fight with Joey at this stage in your relationship, but that's just me. And something might have else have happened, but I didn't take any more notes after that. So I think that's the end of the episode.
That was the end of the episode. It was, other than the Mimi stuff, was terrible. And as I was saying earlier, I agree with whoever said cut it by a week. Cut this, dump some people, cut this by a week. Like, a bunch of people can go, cut it by a week. Like, this is torture, people.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Wrap
well,
it up.
There's no couples, right? We want to be invested in people's love story. We don't believe that Nicole is actually in love with Kieran and Kieran with Nicole. But I don't believe that. I haven't felt anything emotional for them as a couple. So I mean, they're probably going to win, but I'm not really interested in their relationship.
Yeah,
I could get there with Josh and Mimi. Maybe if Io stays out.
Yeah, I think Kieran's pretty popular. He will carry them, and there are women who identify with Nicole and that he's not giving her something, and so she has a right to react the way she does. And I'm over the entire thing. And the producers don't realize, like, you are ruining your show with all this manipulation. You're ruining your show investing in Joey storylines. You're ruining your show by creating triangles. And somebody pointed it out, literally what I said yesterday. They are doing to Mimi what they did to Amber with Michael. She was done, and they're like, don't you think, like, you should have a conversation? And then Greg came in. Don't you think you and Michael, like, you know, owe each other to have a conversation and figure out if it's, and then it was like a recoupling between it was between them, and everybody's like, oh, I was so shocked that but I could tell she was over it. Like, it was a lot of emotional thing.
You can't choose Michael after that. Like, absolutely not.
Yeah, like he was totally disrespectful. Now, I'm gonna ride with Mimi's for rights or wrongs, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. That she goes back to Io, I don't know if I can watch the show, because I personally feel like he's doing her emotional harm. It's hard for me to watch. It's hard for me to watch.
Yeah. Agreed. Well, thank you, Tamika, for chatting about this episode with me. Thank you, everybody in the chat. There's 156 of you in here right now. Can you all please just press the like button? Just like the video. It just helps YouTube and the algorithm, gets this video in front of other people that might want to be involved in the conversation about Love Island USA and UK. Please, yeah, so like the video. And do you have anything going on, Tamika, that you like to share with the people?
Tonight we'll have a double catch up. Oh, KB's KB's sad for me. Because she thinks he's going back. I pray for Mimi every day. And so tonight will be a double movie night recap. So
the whole movie night, that's good.
Yes, because we were chatting so much yesterday about this show. Yeah,
well, both, but yeah,
I had to eat, and then I was like, I can't do this. So tonight we are going to cover movie night in full, and we're going to cover the fallout from everything, and we are going to get ready for what they're going to give us in this final week, because it is the final week, guys, of Love Island USA. If you have missed the announcement, it is on my Instagram page. Love Island USA will end July 21st. So I will be I will try to be as much on top of my recaps for the next week, but I might be going to the Big Brother premiere party in New York on Wednesday and Thursday. So that might be an issue, but we're going to figure it out.
It'll be fine, because Wednesday there's no episode, so it just would be Thursday that you have to deal with, right? And then maybe you do a late night one on Thursday. Well, no, you're travel.
I'm in New York until
or Friday. You can do a daytime one.
Yeah,
and then you'd be the nighttime.
Yeah, because I'll be out late Friday. Probably late into Friday. That usually that's when those parties end. So, but I will be here to cover, and we will yes, they need to just dump them. Just say they were dumped on the way to.
Yeah, they're like, change of heart. We don't need them to come.
We're gonna get a lolly situation here. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. And they're not bombs. I'm over it. But yes, so tonight, double recap of Love Island USA. I'm so excited. And then catch us on the weekend. I believe we said Saturday.
Yeah.
We will be discussing The Bachelorette. Jen Tran's season premiere of The Bachelorette. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm excited for that. And so that is what you can catch on my channel. And I'm excited for that. I will not be covering Big Brother for anybody who followed me, because I was covering Big Brother last season. I won't be doing that again. I will maybe watch Big Brother, and if I have thoughts, I might just throw them up on TikTok if I can get them together. But right now I'm pissed off. No night one feeds. It's pissing me off already. This is not a good start for me, in my opinion.
I agree. Well, we'll see what's going to happen with Big Brother. So make sure you subscribe to both of our channels. We're trying to get Mimi to 1,000. So we got a ways to go. So if everybody that's in this video right now that is not already subscribed, if they go over and subscribe to Mimi's channel, that would really, really help her out, because her first milestone is only about 200 subs away. So let's get her to her first milestone. And no live feeds for night one.
For night one.
So they're going to be moved in probably on Tuesday, and then they're going to do all their competitions and stuff like that and film an episode, and then they're going to chop up an episode. And so it's not going to be a live move-in on the Wednesday. So the Wednesday and probably most of the Thursday is going to be all stuff that we're not going to be seeing on the feeds. And then I think we get the feeds on Thursday morning sometimes. So that's what they're doing.
Pretty much.
Right. So subscribe, leave a comment on if you want this season to end early.
And who are you riding for? Because
yeah, that's a good question. Who do you want to win? And who do you think can win? Just let us know. We'll continue this conversation in the comment box below. Bye, everybody.